All right, so let's make this quick. So for those that don't know what's going on, Pete Buttigieg is a Democrat nominee running for president. He was recently featured on the hip-hop radio show called The Breakfast Club, where he discussed his view of abortion and the Bible with Charlemagne. So let's hear what he had to say.
Now, right now, they hold everybody in line with this one kind of piece of doctrine about abortion, right? Which is obviously a tough issue for a lot of people to think through morally. Then again, there's a lot of parts of the Bible that talk about how life begins with breath. And so even that is something that we can interpret differently. And
I'm pro-choice.
Take up, me too.
Yeah.
But I think no matter where you think about the kind of cosmic question of how life begins, most Americans can get on the board with the idea of, all right, I might draw the line here, you might draw the line there. But the most important thing is the person who should be drawing the line is the woman making the decision.
Absolutely. And I think that if you're a man who's against abortion, you haven't gotten the wrong woman pregnant. Like cheating on your wife. I'm just saying, I'm just saying we've had some slip-ups.
And
I've had a few.
So as you just heard, Pete seems to be making the argument that there are a lot of parts in the Bible that teach that life begins with first breath. Well, is that true? Does Pete have the capacity to stop pandering for black votes by approval seeking? Would Pete, knowing that he's running for president, decide to show his leadership skills by not being a follower and being overtly agreeable?
Since when should men be dictating what women ought to be able to do? Anyway, my point is, when it comes to the religious stuff...
Old white men are doing that, by the way. I just want to throw that back out there.
Okay, well, yeah. You're not wrong. But
would Pete, knowing that he's running for president and on camera, turn down drinking some whiskey and OE from a paper bag at a playground with children running around in the background?
You want to see some magic?
Fog of the war.
And we heard container?
The letter, not the
closed
spirit.
container.
We heard you're a whiskey guy.
Oh my goodness, that is good stuff.
Nothing but top shelf for you.
Wow.
There you go.
All right.
I don't know if you want to sip around.
Come here more often.
You know, say like don't let the kids see.
Right.
Yes, sir.
All right.
A toast to you and to us,
here.
your new moon squad.
All right.
Mayor Pete.
To the road ahead.
Toast to you and to us, your new moon.
Doesn't look like it. Since Pete's running for president, would he turn down an invitation to go out to a club instead of awkwardly trying to fit in?
You want to do after this? Go Club W?
Sounds good, yeah.
Nope. I mean, what else is there to stop him from showing up in another video in a do-rag and a boombox bumping Will Smith? Oh, is today the interview? By golly, I had no idea. Hey, homies. What's it do, my friends? Me? Oh, nothing. Just getting jiggy with it. So anyways, Pete says that there's a lot of places where the Bible teaches this, but incidentally, I wasn't able to find a single one. And I use Logos, which is a Bible software that will show you every verse containing a topic or a word. By the way, if you're thinking about getting it, use my link down below. It'll save you 10%. But even with Logos, the closest I came was a verse that was found in Genesis 1 where God breathes life into Adam. But this does not mean that life starts at first breath. This doesn't teach that life starts at first breath for everyone any more than it teaches that life starts for everyone middle-aged and in a garden. No matter how Pete or anyone else interprets the passage is telling the story of the uniqueness of Adam and Eve being created and not the normal way that life starts for everyone. But what we do see in the Bible in places like Job, Jeremiah, Luke, and Psalms is the Bible talking about life in the womb and treating it as equal life rather than a clump of cells that's not alive yet. So this leads us to the question of where Pete got this fact, since it wasn't from the Bible. Well, there's no way to really know these days, but it's obvious that he heard this slogan without bothering to check it out for himself. But if you were to ask me, the meme destroyer, I think that it's possible that he got his argument from one of these memes. But if he did, it seems we've left the era when atheists got their best arguments from comedians. Hillary Clinton pandered to black votes by saying she keeps hot sauce in her purse.
What's something that you always carry with you?
Hot sauce.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Are you getting information right now? Hot sauce. Hot sauce in my bag, swag?
Hot sauce.
Really?
Yes.
Now listen, I just want you to know, people are going to see this and say, okay, she's pandering to black people again.
Okay. Is it working?
Presidents who say silly stuff actually become a meme. And now we're entering into a new era where presidential candidates are getting their political arguments and talking points from poorly crafted and literal memes. Lord help us. But all hope is not lost. Maybe I can do something about this. And not because I run the channel called What Do You Mean, but because I'm black. And no one can get Pete to change his mind like minorities putting some social peer pressure on him.
What want to do after this? Go to Club W?
Sounds good, yeah.
So I'd like to take a moment and talk to our boy Pete. Pete Buttigieg, my brother. Stop kicking it in the hood before you get robbed. Secondly, if you're gonna talk about the Bible, at least consider Googling what you're saying before you say it. And lastly, you should subscribe to my channel to prevent your ARCS from spreading even more than it already has. What do you say?
Sounds good, yeah.
And finally, the next time you're on camera and some black dudes invite you to drink some 40s and go out to a club in the hood, what are you gonna say?
Hey, what do you mean?
What do you mean? Approves this message.